had started on a chilly evening along Interstate 40. The sun was setting behind the pines, and the Iron Riders Motorcycle Club was concluding its 10-hour charity ride for veterans. 8 riders, their engines thunderous, were barreling toward town, tired, hungry, and ready for a drink. Then Jack, the oldest of them, saw movement at the edge of the road, something small stumbling out of the woods. At first, he thought it was a deer, but deer don't cry for help. The engines cut off all at once. Dust and gravel sprayed into the air as the bike skidded to a stop. Jack pulled off his helmet, grey beard catching the last of the light. He heard it then, a small shaking voice over the hum of cooling engines. "Please help me." A boy emerged from the trees, barefoot, clothes torn, face streaked with dirt and tears. Couldn't have been more than 9. He ran straight toward them and grabbed Jack's leather vest with both hands. "Please follow me home," he cried. "My mom won't wake up." For a moment, no one moved. 8 hardcore bikers, men with scars and records and lives they didn't talk about, just stared at this shaking child. Jack knelt down, his voice calm but firm. "Hey, slow down, son. What happened?" The boy's breath came in gasps. She was sleeping, and she wouldn't wake up. "I tried, but I can't carry her." "Please, you have to come, please." Vince, Jack's second-in-command, frowned. "Could be a setup," he muttered. "Setup for what?" growled Bear, the biggest of them all. "Look at him. He's bleeding." Jack's eyes never left the boy. "What's your name?" "Marcus." "All right, Marcus, you're gonna ride with me. Show us where to go." The boy nodded. Jack lifted him onto the bike and turned to the others. "If anyone's got a problem following me, turn around now." Nobody moved. The bikes roared back to life, their engines growling as they turned down a narrow dirt road that disappeared into the woods. The deeper they went, the darker it got. The trees closed in like walls. After 10 minutes, Marcus pointed ahead. "That's our house." Headlights picked it out first. A sagging farmhouse at the edge of the clearing. Paint peeled, windows cracked, porch half collapsed. The kind of place life had forgotten. Jack killed the engine. Silence rushed in, thick and heavy. Marcus jumped down and ran up the steps. "Hurry!" he shouted. "Please!" The bikers followed him inside. The smell hit first. Stale air, unwashed clothes, something sour underneath. The living room was a mess, clothes piled everywhere, dishes stacked high with dried food. On the couch lay a woman, thin, grey-skinned, breathing, but barely. "Mom." Marcus fell to his knees, shaking her shoulder. "Wake up! I brought help!" She didn't budge. Vince was already kneeling beside her, fingers on her neck. "She's alive," he said, "but her pulse is weak." "Why?" asked Jack. "I don't know yet. Could be exhaustion, dehydration, low blood sugar." Marcus was crying. "She was fine this morning. Then she got tired, and she said she was going to rest." Jack set a hand on the boy's shoulder. "You did good, son. You did the right thing." Bear's voice came from the hallway. "Found another one." He came out carrying a little girl, no older than 6, wrapped in a dirty blanket. She clung silently to him, her eyes wide with terror. "She won't talk," Bear said softly. "Was hiding under the bed." Jack's face tensed. "Let's get some air moving in here." Shadow went over to the window. "Can't open it," he muttered. "Frame's swollen shut." "Break it," Jack said. Glass shattered, and fresh air poured in. Vince looked up. "She needs food, water, and medical help." "Bear, Alex," Jack ordered. "Ride back to town. Bring a doctor. Bring supplies." They nodded and were gone in seconds. The others remained. Jack found a towel, wetted it, and placed it against the woman's forehead. The boy sat beside him, trembling. "Is she gonna die?" Jack didn't answer. He didn't have to. Outside, thunder rolled. Rain started to fall. Minutes turned to hours until headlights flashed once more. Bear and Alex returned, soaked but triumphant, a woman in a raincoat following them. Dr. Singh, the local physician. She didn't waste a word. She checked pulse, eyes, breathing. "Malnourished, dehydrated, missed medication," she said. "But she's alive. You did good getting me here." Marcus clutched her sleeve. "You can fix her." "I'll try, sweetheart." An IV bag dangled from a lamp. Water boiled on the stove for sterilization. The bikers moved around her like silent soldiers. When she finally stepped back, she uttered softly, "She'll sleep now. If she makes it through the night, she has a chance." The room became quiet. Ellen Marcus curled up beside his mom on the couch. Lyra was sleeping in Bear's lap. Jack looked around at his crew, dirty and tired, seated in a destroyed house, and softly said, "We stay." No one argued. By morning, the storm had passed. The woman stirred, her eyes flickering open. Panic flashed as she saw the strangers in her house. Who are you?" Jack stepped forward. "Your son found us on the road. We're the Iron Riders." "You were unconscious." She sat up too fast, wincing. "Marcus, you went out there alone." He nodded, eyes filling again. "You wouldn't wake up. I thought you were gone." Her hand trembled as she stroked his hair. "You shouldn't have done that. He saved your life," Jack said soft. She looked at him, unsure. "Why would you help us?" "Because he asked," Jack said simply. Tears welled in her eyes. "I cannot afford to pay you." Didn't ask for money. Her name was Shauna Williams. Her husband, Derek, had left 4 days ago with the last of their money, promising to come back. He never did. Bills stacked in drawers, empty pill bottles in the bathroom, no food in the cupboards. As she spoke, her voice cracked under the weight of it all. I tried, she whispered. I tried to keep them fed, keep them warm. But everything kept breaking, and the pills cost more than groceries. Vince's voice softened. You did what you could. But you're not alone anymore. The bikers went to work. Bear fixed the roof where it leaked. Thorn scrubbed the kitchen until it didn't smell like death. Alex found an old broom and swept. Falcon chopped firewood. Shadow repaired the busted window frame. The house looked almost human again by evening. Shauna watched them through tear-blurred eyes. Dr. Singh returned to check on her. You're lucky, she said. But these children can't stay alone here. Jack spoke before Shauna even had a chance. Then we'll stay with them. Until she's back on her feet. Dr. Singh studied him. Fine, but understand, if anyone reports this, the state could step in. Jack nodded. Then we'll make sure they don't have a reason to. That night, the house was aglow with lamplight. Laya slept peacefully. Marcus finally smiled again. But deep in the woods, headlights materialized. A car rolled up the muddy drive and stopped. A man stepped out, tall, disheveled, reeking of alcohol. What the hell is this? He yelled. Who are you people? Shauna froze. Derek. Jack stepped outside. You Derek Williams? Who's asking? Someone who found your kids starving. Derek's sneer faltered. I went to get money. 4 days ago? Jack repeated quietly. Your wife was dying. Your kids had no food. You didn't just leave. You abandoned them. Derek's eyes narrowed. This ain't your business. It became my business the second your boy ran barefoot into the dark. Derek flung a fist at him. Jack didn't budge. Bear took a step forward. The man stopped. You come back here again drunk, Jack said coldly, and you won't like what you find. Derek glared at them and then turned and drove away. Taillights vanishing into the trees. Inside, Shauna was shaking. He won't stop, she whispered. He will, Jack said, because we'll make sure of it. Days passed. The riders worked like men possessed. The pump was fixed, the roof patched, the cupboards stocked. For the first time in months, Shauna laughed. Then one morning, a car pulled into the yard again. This time, it wasn't Derek. A woman in a grey suit stepped out carrying a clipboard. Mrs. Williams? I'm Karen Miller from Child Protective Services. Shauna's heart sank. Oh God, they're taking my kids. Karen's eyes swept the yard, the motorcycles, the men. Dr. Singh filed a report. She said a group of bikers found you. I need to see the children. Laya clung to her mother as Marcus stepped in front of her. You can't take us away. They helped us. Karen crouched down. I just need to make sure you're safe. We are safe, Marcus insisted. Because of them. Karen blinked, then stood. Mrs. Williams, I'll need to ask some questions. She asked everything. About the missing husband, about the unpaid bills, about Shauna's depression and medication. Each answer was accompanied by tears. When it was done, she turned to Jack. I'll speak to you next. Jack sat opposite her, his hands folded. We found them 2 nights ago. We're staying until they're stable. Karen's pen scratched the page. You're not social workers. You're bikers. Why? Jack met her gaze. Because the world doesn't stop for paperwork. It stops for people. When she was done inspecting the house, she spoke soft. Ordinarily, these children would be taken away on the spot. But something's different here. They're fed, safe, and loved. Shauna's hands were trembling. So what happens now? You keep custody, Karen said. For now. But there will be visits, counseling, background checks for anyone staying here. You all understand? Jack nodded. We do. Good, she said. Then prove me right about you. The door shut behind her. Silence filled the house. Then Bear let out a laugh. Looks like we just signed up for parenting duty. And they did. Weeks went by, then months. The house changed from ruin to home. Laya began attending kindergarten. Marcus joined a school bicycle club. Shauna took a job at the library. The riders did what they'd promised, rotating in shifts, fixing, helping, being there. When Karen Miller returned months later, she found something she hadn't expected. Peace. Laya's room painted yellow, curtains on the windows, a fridge full of food. Shauna smiling without fear. I've never seen a turnaround like this, she said. Mrs. Williams, I'm closing your case. You and your children are officially free. Shauna burst into tears. Marcus hugged her tightly. Outside, the Iron Riders stood together in the sunlight. Jack looked around at the house that once smelled like despair and said quietly, We did good. Vince clapped him on the shoulder. What now? He looked towards the road. Now we find more families like this one, people who need someone to stop. 3 months later, the Iron Riders led their largest charity ride to date. 200 motorcycles rumbled down Main Street behind a banner that read, Iron Riders, riding for forgotten families. At the front, Jack rode with Marcus, sitting proud in front of him, small hands gripping the handlebars. Shauna and Laya waved from the crowd, Laya wearing a little leather vest with a patch that read, Honorary Iron Rider. The roar of engines reverberated off building walls, but it wasn't the sound of rebellion this time. It was the sound of redemption. Because sometimes the people everyone is afraid of are the ones who show up when nobody else does. Sometimes the ones society gives up on are the ones who save it. It all started with a barefoot boy who ran out of the woods, crying, Please follow me home. They did, and none of them would ever be the same again. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs hope today. Because sometimes, stopping to help a stranger doesn't just save their life, it saves yours too.